Hello guys, it's teacher Yolanda here, ready for our class 15. For this class we're going to need our English notebook, our student's book and workbook, so please get your materials. At page 104 of our student's book it says, work in pairs, choose the role card. Student A, you want to see an exhibition at a museum. You're making a phone call to find out about the following. If the exhibition is still on. What the opening times are. How much the ticket is. How to get there by public transport from the railway station. Remember railway station? It has rails, so it's a train station. If there's a restaurant there. The student B, you work for the museum. Someone is going to phone you to ask you some questions about an exhibition. Tell them if the exhibition is still on, about opening times, about the price of tickets, if there are long queues, how to get there from the railway station, if there is a restaurant at the museum. Question, what's the meaning of queues? Una fila, una cola, la fila para comprar algo. Next, act out your dialogue. We cannot act our dialogue out because we are obviously locked at home, but what we're going to do is write this dialogue in our Superminds platform. Remember that you must say all of this. Pay attention. If the exhibition is still on, is exactly each of these points is exactly the starter of each of these lines. It is mandatory to use these lines in your conversation. Type it and leave it in the blog. Let's read each one of them. It says, is this the National Museum? Is the exhibition? What are the? How much are? Could you please tell me how to? Is there a? Student B must say, the exhibition, we are open from the price of, it might be a good idea to book. There are, take bus number 1, yes, we've got. In your dialogue, you may write A and a colon and the text. B and the colon and the text of the dialogues, okay? Now, we're going to be working with our student's book. Open your student's book at page 126. The title is 8, Museum of the Future. And we have if clauses. Remember that with this unit we saw first conditional. First conditional is formed by a verb in present. Pay attention especially when it comes to the S of he, she, and it, okay? That is extremely important, okay? And the second part of the sentence has to be with will. I'll take, I'll give, there won't be. Remember, won't is the negative. In which ones are you going to use negative? For example, here, okay? So pay attention. Also, all of the verbs that you need to use are here in the brackets. So you can use them. Well, they are parentheses. They are inside the parentheses, okay? Pay attention again. You have to use first present, and on the second part you're going to use future will, okay? If necessary, check the videos of previous classes and the summary where you have the first conditional. We're going to continue working with first conditional but now in interrogative form. When it comes to the second exercise, we have a conversation that says, what if? Let's pay attention. It says, let's go swimming. But what if it rains? Then we'll go home again. Next conversation, let's bake a cake for our friends. But what if it doesn't taste good? Then we'll buy one. Okay? We have all of the words that are necessary, but they are scrambled. So you have to unscramble the words and make two dialogues which look similar to these ones. Okay? Pay attention to the examples, please. Now let's move to these pages in the workbook. They are pages 104 and 105 in our workbook. It says, choose 6 words or phrases to complete the sentences. The example is will cook. So let's put it here, will cook. Okay? If you are hungry, the robot will cook a meal for you. So, which are the other ones? We have these options. Please pause the video and do it. In the end, your answers should look somewhat like these ones. It says, if you're hungry, the robot will cook a meal for you. Number 2, what will he do if his father says no? If Paul doesn't understand his homework, the robot will help him. 4, what will she do if her friend doesn't come? 5, what if Jane doesn't like her present? 6, if I don't do my homework, the teacher will be angry. Remember that first conditional is used for likely to happen or very probable consequences. Remember that the cause it's always in present, while the consequence it's always with future will. Now let's move to the second part. It says, there is a word missing from these sentences. Write each sentence with a word from the box in the correct place. These are the words: say, have, rains, if, stops, will. What will we do? The museum is closed. It's incorrect. The correct one is, what will we do if the museum is closed? So, can you see the if? This is exactly this word over here. So, please pause the video and do it. These should be our answers. Let's check them. What will we do if the museum is closed? Now let's pay attention to the previous one here. It says, if she's bored, the robot play the piano for her. What's the extra word that we need? If she's bored, the robot will play the piano for her. Next one, it says, what will you do if he asks us about the party? And the next one is, what will you say if he asks us about the party? Next one, if it tomorrow, we will stay at home. The word that we need is, if it rains tomorrow, we will stay at home. Next one, it says, if we win the match on Saturday, we will a big party. The word that we need is, we will have a big party. The last one, 6, says, what will you do if your computer working? That doesn't look like a problem. So we need a problem here. So it's, what will you do if your computer stops working? Now we understand the question. Please, if you have any mistakes, correct them. Now, on the next part, it says complete the sentences with your own ideas. Please remember that for all of these sentences, you are going to need first conditional. It could be either in affirmative or in interrogative form. Pay attention, these are obviously interrogative forms. And the interrogative forms will look somewhat similar to these ones. All the activities in this page are examples. Please follow the examples and we'll show you sentences later in our Zoom class. On the next page it says, find and write the words. All of these words are words that we read in our beginning of the unit, in the poster, or in the reading texts. For example, in the one of the firefighter. So, I would like you to look for all of these words of the units. And when you finish, you're going to use these words that you found here and you're going to use them in these sentences. So please do it so we can check the sentences. Pause the video now and do it. Our answers should be something like this. It says, I need a mechanic. My car has broken down. What is broken down or breakdown? Descomponerse. One of my teeth hurts. I am seeing my dentist tomorrow. Now 3. Sus Dot is an engineer. He builds airplanes. 4. Tom's dad is a farmer. He has pigs, cows, and chickens. 5. I'd love to be a firefighter. I know it's a bit dangerous, but it's such an exciting job. 6. A half and a third are examples of fractions. Now, continuing with our activities, we have a writing. This writing says, imagine that you and your friend went for a drive with your robot. Write what happened. Here it says, first point, where were you going when you left the house? What did you see? Say if you enjoyed the ride. The car stopped working. Say what happened. Say how you all got home and say what you all did when you were at home. An important thing is that this text must be in past. Pay attention how all our instructions are in past. So please use verbs in past because this happened time ago. Do the writing here and have it ready before our class starts because you're going to read it to the class, okay? Last but not least, make sure to be in our Zoom session today later with your exercises solved. See you today. Bye!